ये जलसा हमारा, ये दिन बरकतों के, खुदा की इनायत और शफ़क़तों के। ये जलसा हमारा, ये दिन बरकतों के, खुदा की इनायत और शफ़क़तों के। ये जलसा हमारा, ये दिन हो मुबारक, मुबारक हो ये दिन। ये दिन हो मुबारक, मुबारक हो ये दिन।
To reach a particular goal, you must make a required effort to move towards it. Spirituality is not a gift granted overnight. It requires a believer to embark upon a serious journey and overcoming various obstacles to attain it. Similarly, we also undertake a journey towards a spiritual city in order to step closer at rejuvenating and cleansing our souls to attain maximum benefit. As it is the case year after year, Ahmadi Muslims eagerly await the annual convention better known as Jalsa Salana. The Jalsa Salana plays a key role in the refurbishment of one's faith and loyalty towards Allah, and it is with this motive in mind that thousands of Ahmadi Muslims across the globe give immense priority to this event, and according to the revelation of the Promised Messiah ﷺ, Ya'tika min kulli fajjin amik, these Ahmadis travel from far and wide through any route possible to become part of this spiritual haven on earth.
Sometimes people wonder, non-Ahmadis sometimes wonder, why are these people undertaking all this? The fact is that the Ahmadis are a different breed of people. You may call them aliens. They are different types of people. They try to keep money for all the year, collect the money all the year, and then they use it for airfare. So expensive. And then they go all the way to London and then sleep in crowded homes, sometimes sleep in tents, sleep on the floor, total inconvenience, long walks, lack of sleep. But why is all this? The reason is that we go there in order to catch a glimpse of the Khalifatul Masih of the Jamaat-e-Ahmadiyya.
The focal point of the Jalsa is the presence and the voice of the Khalifa of the time, Ayyadullahu Ta'ala bin Nasril Aziz.
Actually, the addresses by Huzur, they are the main core or the main point of the Jalsa. And this is something which is of utmost importance. Apart from that, there are some other speeches as well, which in a way fill the gap. But the most important part of the Jalsa are the speeches delivered by Hazrat Amirul Mu'mineen Ayyadahullahu Ta'ala bin Nasril Aziz.
ये माह ये सिन खिलाफत से पुरनूर, ये माह ये सिन खिलाफत से पुरनूर, ये माह ये.
Jalsa itself requires a large-scale effort and a vast quantity of manpower, with the help of guidance of various professionals and volunteers to put together an event of such grand proportions. With that being said, men, women and youth from all over the country dedicate a large amount of their valuable time for the sake of making this event the phenomena that it is. People tend to book off days from work and commitments, and their voluntary period would tend to range from the 3 main days of the Jalsa till maybe a whole month in some cases. This passion to serve the Jamaat is increasing year after year. With the expansion of the Jalsa comes the expansion of the perseverance that these volunteers have to contribute. The passion for serving the guests of the Promised Messiah ﷺ is undoubtedly admirable. However, it is also highly essential to also consider the main purpose of the Jalsa Salana for the sake of Ahmadi Muslims.
The institution of Jalsa Salana, which translates as the annual gathering, it was started in 1891 by the Promised Messiah ﷺ. He made it very clear from the very outset that this Jalsa is not a worldly gathering. It's not a fun fair. It is not an enjoyment occasion. Rather, it is a very solemn spiritual assembly of the believers. and people should come here with that purpose so that they can really benefit from this occasion. So he has made it very clear that worldly people get together for so many other purposes, but the main purpose of the Jalsa, for which I am initiating that, is that people should come together to increase their religious knowledge and to be close to me, the promised Messiah ﷺ, and benefit from that company. And they should increase in their level of spirituality, because it is a spiritual gathering. So the central theme is the addresses in those days by the promised Messiah ﷺ, and in these days by Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Khamis Ayyadahullah Ta'ala bin Aziz.
The founder of the Jamaat Ahmadiyya, and therefore theoretically the founder of the Jalsa Salana, clearly stated the primary purpose of this convention is to enable every sincere individual to personally experience religious benefits. They may enhance their knowledge, and due to their being blessed and enabled by Allah the Exalted, their perception of Allah may progress. He also describes this convention as a phenomena that is based purely on the divine help for propagation of Islam.
When the promised Messiah ﷺ, he himself started this process of the Jalsa Salana, the main purpose which he described, it was spiritual, and being spiritual, a bit of social, and the most important thing that all Ahmadis from different parts of the world, they should gather at a place and they should communicate to each other their spiritual experiences and how they are helping each other in the world to create peace and harmony and love. And another very important aspect of Jalsa Salana is and was the propagation of Islam and to bring people very close to their Creator, that is Allah Almighty. And it is very important to mention here that the promised Messiah ﷺ is the prophet of the time. And if we go through the history of all the prophets, the main purpose of the arrival of any prophet is to create a link between humanity and their Creator, to create a link between human beings and Allah Almighty. So main purpose of Jalsa Salana is same as the purpose of the arrival of the promised Messiah ﷺ is, that is to create link between the people, Ahmadi Muslim people, even non-Ahmadi Muslim people, and create a link between them and their Creator.
With these fundamental purposes in mind, i.e. religious benefits, increase of knowledge, blessings and the propagation of Islam, every Ahmadi who attends the Jalsa Salana must evaluate whether or not their involvement is befitting the expectations of the promised Messiah ﷺ. Even with the intense emphasis on the devotion of time and the fulfillment of our responsibilities, if we do not feel the necessary change which should be the result of our efforts, then it is clear that we must reassess and look to find ways to fulfill these expectations. After completely understanding the purpose of this Jalsa Salana, it is now essential to ponder over how we can individually fulfill the standards set by Allah the Almighty through the blessed words of the promised Messiah ﷺ. Considering that this monumental gathering is unlike any other in the world, it is very easy to identify that the Jalsa Salana provides a golden opportunity to each and every attendee to be blessed in the august presence of the Khalifa of the time.
They go there to recharge them, to catch a glimpse, to have a living glimpse, and to have a living eye contact with Hazur Ayyadullah Ta'ala bin Aziz. And I would also say that those who go there, they should remember that they have gone there empty-handed, and they must come back, and their level of taqwa should have become higher than before. They should have gone to a higher level of taqwa, because that is the main objective of the founding of the Ahmadiyya Jamaat, that the level of piety, the level of goodness, the level of their relationship with the government of the day, the level of their relationship with their children, with their wives, with their husbands, that is the level which really matters. That is why we go all over there. And if that level is not raised, then God forbid our going there would be in vain.
हिसाराफियत का ये इजलास गाह है, हिसाराफियत का ये इजलास गाह है, यहीं पर मिलेंगी जहां को पनाह है, यहीं पर मिलेंगी जहां को पनाह है, यहीं पर है तक़वा भरी इल्तिजाएं, यहीं पर है पुरसोज जज्बे दुआएं, जज्बे दुआएं, जज्बे दुआएं, जज्बे दुआएं, जज्बे दुआएं।
God Almighty provides the members of the Jamaat to experience spiritual enhancement through a spiritual source, exactly the way the companions of a Prophet did during his lifetime. Bearing in mind that one of the purposes of the Jalsa Salana is to create a nearness to the Almighty Creator, we must acknowledge the fact that the Khalifa of the time is the closest to Allah in this day and age, and our link to Allah can be achieved through sticking close by our beloved Imam.
People should get together from far and wide and learn religious things, increase their knowledge, enhance their spiritual level, and try to benefit from the company of the righteous people, and particularly in the company of the Supreme Head of the community, Hazrat Amirul Mu'mineen, Ayyadahullah Ta'ala bin Aziz.
This is exactly what the Holy Quran wants from the believers when it says, "Hold on tight to the rope of Allah." Therefore, the Jalsa Salana provides a grand platform for all Ahmadis to experience spiritual nearness to God Almighty through the blessed presence of the Khalifa of the time, Ayyadullah Ta'ala bin Aziz.
I would like to mention this thing, that it happens many times that because people are living in a group in a big tent, and when some boys of 12 years old or maybe some 80 years old elderly people, they start doing Salli ala Nabiyyina, Salli ala Muhammadin early in the morning for Tahajjud prayer. I have seen and I have listened, and many people have been telling this thing, that because everybody is going for Tahajjud prayer, we feel like going there. And this is the benefit of these kind of gatherings. This is the benefit of Jalsa Salana, when the whole group in hundreds and thousands, they are gathered, they are performing Tahajjud prayer, then they are going for Fajr namaz, they are listening to Dars, and they are participating in each program of Jalsa Salana. It automatically builds up an atmosphere where you can enhance your spirituality, mutual understanding, helping each other, and things like this.
There is no place like home. The sense of safety and assurity one feels at home is unmatched anywhere else. One of our ambitions in life is to become a real part of whatever we do, and to feel that we fully belong wherever we are. This is why the Jalsa Salana not only is a spiritual home for all Muslims, but for its brief period provides a physical abode of unity, love and brotherhood amongst all Ahmadis, teaching us that our aim should be to replicate this haven all across the world.
Another objective of the Jalsa is that people from various countries, they should come here and meet one another. And the promised Messiah ﷺ has mentioned that Allah Almighty has created such nations who are going to join in this Jalsa. And this is very much happening these days. So when these people come together, they just meet one another as a spiritual Islamic brother. So the feeling of brotherhood and being close to one another, that also enhances. So the main purpose of the Jalsa is spirituality. It is not an occasion of enjoyment. It is not like worldly funfair, but it is a spiritual assembly, and the purpose is that people should come here and try to be as close to the Supreme Head of the community as possible.
To see people coming from all across the globe, various ethnicities and diverse backgrounds, however, all to be united under one banner of Islam and under one roof sharing the same values and the same goals, is the beauty that is witnessed every year at Jalsa Salana. A vital component of this Jalsa Salana is the renewal of our pledge of allegiance towards the case of Ahmadiyyat, And when all Ahmadis demonstrate this phenomena at the hands of one spiritual leader, there is no better example of unity in the world.
I must mention the International Bath Ceremony. That is a unique occasion where one can feel as if the whole world has become one. People from nearly 80-90 countries, their representatives are here. And when it is telecast on MTA, then the whole world is bonded together. And all of them, they initiate together in one voice to the total obedience to the Khalifa of the time, and also follow those 10 conditions of the Bai'at. So this is a spiritual moment which really increases the people in their spiritual level. And I have seen personally people shedding tears of their total submission to Allah Almighty. And that is an occasion which in a way cleans their hearts, and their spiritual level is enhanced by joining this ceremony.
वो नूरों नहाया हसी शाहज़ादा मसीहा के मिंबर पे है ज़ेब जलवा वफा रंग जलवे बिखरने लगे हैं हर एक दिल में जज्बे निखरने लगे हैं 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 ये जलसा हमारा ये दिन बरकतों के खुदा की इनायत और शफ़क़तों के ये जलसा हमारा ये दिन बरकतों के खुदा की इनायत और शफ़क़तों के ये जलसा हमारा